I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is Terry Lynch, the CEO of Power Metallic. Terry, I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
I've been great. It's a lovely summer over here now, so we're eating lobster and drinking beer. It's all good.
I'm jealous. I'm looking forward to our own summer. Now, in the time that we've spoken, your stock has gone on one hell of a run. Can you tell me what's driving this run at the moment?
Well, it was pretty sleepy there for a while. Obviously, it got down to like a buck, and we're wondering like what the hell. But summer time in Canada can be sleepy. Because people go on. It's basically spring break, and are not drilling. You're not getting results. So it sort of happens. It's fairly systemic. It happened last summer too. So it happened again this summer. But we were doing meaningful stuff in the summer. So I think what is moving to now is the fact that hey, we're coming out again. Fall season's coming. We're starting to get the story out, and people are realizing, hey, we did a great land acquisition where we more than tripled our land package around Nisk. We sort of see it as being a district, and we've got gobbled up, the vast majority of the district. And then, of course, we updated the market with our Met update, which I think is pretty significant when you're in a polymetallic, and that was very positive. So I think those things make sense. And of course, now we've been drilling for several weeks, and we'll start to deliver assays, we think, within the next 2 weeks, and they'll be ongoing for the next 18 months. So it's rock and roll time.
Certainly is rock and roll time. Now, part of the rock and roll is making sure that Met testing is done. I know you're halfway through this process. What are the numbers telling us?
So far, so good. I mean, basically, what we've done is a three-stage process. And the first stage, we basically took 100 slices of our deposit, looking at a very cellular level where the minerals are located, and based on that, the experts can determine, will it report to a copper con, or will there be trouble getting them out? So the good news is, it looks like it's pretty much all going to go report to a copper con. So we're super bullish about that. We sort of expected that would be the case when you have high grade PGEs or PGMs. Now that I'm talking to the Australians, they tend to report that way. So while the origin of our deposit in Sudbury would be different, the style of mineralization and the Sudbury footwall deposit is very similar. And the Sudbury footwall deposits were high copper PGE, and they had very great recovery rates. So we expected that, but it's always good to prove it out, and we've updated the market on that. So I think that was a big plus. And I know with the Australians, I remember when we were there, seeing the investors, there was a lot of concern given, Chalice and the, that whole thing. And so there was a lot of, skepticism, shall we say, and that's normal, right? So we obviously wanted to speak to that and get that out. And that's why we're full steam ahead on the metallurgy to get that out as quickly as we can.
Now, as you said earlier, you are coming out of your sleepy season now, which means the rigs are turning, Terry. You've not been one to rest on your laurels with this project, because the Nisk project does go from strength to strength. But what sort of, what more news flow can we expect to see?
Well, we've got 4 rigs turning now, so that's key. We'll ramp that up to 6 at the end of mid-October. So we're obviously going to get a lot more assays out. We're basically expanding the line zone. We're looking for other line zones. We think when we acquired that land package from Lyft, our view was that this would be a district. Sudbury had 33 mines, and producing more than 10 million tons of contained metal. So we've identified 8, super high targets, and we own 7 of them now. So, Lion is one, Nisk is another. So there's several others to explore. So we're pretty stoked about what we've got in front of us. So we're going to drill, baby, drill.
Listen, Terry, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on today. It's incredible to see this Nisk project reveal itself. I look forward to your next update.
All right, Shay. Good talking to you. Cheers for now.